Who is this? Good morning, Gregory. I'm going down to the park, and today is just 30 something, 31 degrees Celsius. And it's supposed to rain a bit. Oh, it's starting to rain now. Darn. It's supposed to be heavy rain, but forecast changed to just sprinkle, hopefully. I was waiting for the heavy rain, can you believe? It was so hot and I wanted, like, grand cool off. But the forecast changed. Someone else got heavy rain, and there's going to be, like, disasters and flooding somewhere. Variable. Yeah, this one is like you can still do things outside, but when that when that 41 degrees came, whoa, like I left work, it was 41, and when I arrived it was 42. There's no way you can be outside. It's like in Saskatchewan when it's minus 40, you can only stand like 40-30 minutes outside. This is Ohayo gozaimasu. Welcome. Doko no machi? Koko wa Tokyo desu. Tokyo. Oh, this lantern is still on. Must be nice to come here just for the night. Look at this tree. It's huge. Must be some kind of a Zelkova maybe. Oh, Dev, welcome. It's beautiful. Humid but beautiful morning. Oh, there's more lanterns here. When do they turn off? So finally the temperatures went down. Maybe the hottest is already gone, but I don't trust it. Tokyo ni mo konna 場所があるので、そうですね。あちこちなんか自然ないっぱい場所がありますね。Yeah, looks like nice weather for here. The only weather you can go outside. Yeah, 2 days ago I went to the Canadian embassy. That was awesome. Every time I go there, there's nobody there. Like barely any people. But the place is beautiful. And my goodness, we have the best embassy. Best embassy of all of them. Like I looked at Polish embassy, it's so tiny, it's a joke. Canadian embassy, they have a whole building. They have a compound behind. They have a ambassador's house at the back of it as well. Like, fancy old house, like probably 100 years or more. 八王子あたりかな。ここ違います。もっと近い、稲城市です。そうですね。八王子は田舎ですね。Oh, there are eggplants growing here. But beautiful building. You have to take an escalator to the 4th floor where it's like the main lobby. And you go in there, there are these Canadian, Japanese flags. You can take video, you can take photo there. They have table with Canadian music. I looked at like one of the albums was Alanis Morissette, you know, the one from what 20, 30 years ago. Jagged Little Pill. And a whole bunch of other classical and jazz music. Yeah, good stuff. I can't read that, sorry. And then on the fourth floor outside, on the terrace, you can see everything from the fourth floor. And they have a stone garden with stones, I think brought from Canada. Like huge stones, like granite or something. There's Inukshuk at one of the corners, and fountains, and can you imagine fountains with water, like ponds on the fourth floor with sculptures? Yeah, like, and it's so freely open. I mean, anybody can go there. They have a free art gallery inside. Man, who's got a free art gallery in Japan? No one. And there's also free library with books. So I'm sure it's possible to get some English books from there. And it's so awesome. And very nice toilets. And really friendly people. There's nobody there, you know. You descend downwards to this room where you get the passports and things. There's just nobody there. Nobody. The comfy seats, quiet, computers. Really nice. And to go there by the train, oh my gosh, so punctual, so smooth. I haven't ridden trains for so long now that now, when I rode the train, I was like impressed. This is really like wow. You get there on time. Forget the car, there's no parking, or the parking costs arm and a leg, and you will be sweating if it's full to get on time. I wonder no one wants to visit Canada. Yeah. But I checked, there's only 11,000 Canadians in Japan. So that's why there's no one there. I mean, nobody knows about the free art gallery and the library. I checked other embassies, like the Polish. It's so small, so tiny. There's like nothing there. The American one looks like the most scary. There's just barricades and police, and my gosh, and pain to get in, I think. Are you planning to trip? No, I had to renew my passport. I had 10-year-old passport, and then guess what? I thought it's gonna be good for another 5 years, and then I realized it's expired. It's expired like half a year ago. And I was thinking, gosh, what happened? I realized, my God, time flies, and the COVID must have eaten those 5 years or something, So I went there, I told them, yeah, it's expired, and it's unclear what happens to the expired passports. And they just assured me, yeah, no problem, just give the forms. It took 10 minutes, they came back. Everything has been sent to Canada, you can go. You will receive your passport in another 10 days. Yeah. Wow. everything was smooth. The payment was online this time, and what else? I just had to go to the photo that could make the passport photos for Canadian passport. Just imagine explaining it to the photographer. Yeah, the face has to be like 30 millimeters, between 30 millimeters and 50 millimeters in the middle there. It has to be this size. It has to be signed with dated at the back. Like, how many requests do they get like that, you know? So, and this is not you know, hello. This is not the most difficult thing to get a passport, to renew like your like citizenship certificate, or like, you know, you need a different size of photo with a margin, white margin at the bottom. It's crazy to like explain it to the photographer. I mean, in Canada, we just go and say passport photo. Here you go, $5, done. They take like a Polaroid, take a photo of you, and it's finished. Yeah. So there's lots of like these little things that you have to jump hoops. But it was all good. All good. Water is flowing nicely. Let's go upstream. And I looked, just out of curiosity, I looked on Google Maps. Where's the Russian embassy? Over there seems like it's even worse than American embassy. There's police outside posted with like riot buses. Yeah, there should be like an embassy guide. I wonder if anybody can go to any embassy, or is it just per embassy? You have to be the citizen to go there. Did you guys see this new South Park? I cannot believe they started to. Oh, this sounds great. They started to make South Park again. President Trump sleeps with Satan. It's gonna be funny if they shut it down. South Park will be produced somewhere in some third world country. I thought the purpose of embassies was to obtain visitor visas. Yeah, that's interesting too, right? Yeah, I never seen people getting visas in there. How does it work? I mean, like, all the civilized world gets 90 days, right? Unless you're somewhere from a third world country. Maybe that's why there is no visa. I mean, Americans come on 90 days, right? Canada goes to Japan on 90 days too. Like, you don't need any visa. You just show up. I'm a tourist. Okay, you look okay. You can go. But I think if you go to like Japan, to like India, like those countries, or Thailand, maybe, I don't know. Thailand has wicked things. If you have money, you can actually buy yourself 10 year or 20-year-old permit to to retire there. Like you pay, this 30,000 or whatever. They give you like 10 years. You can just live there, retired, or do anything if you have money. I haven't heard of any other country where you can pay money and just get access. You would think anyone can visit embassy. Yeah. I should write like an embassy guide. Which one offers what? That would be popular. Probably someone has done it before. I've been told they look at your job bank statements to see if you are able to visit the country and what's your purpose of the visit. Oh, interesting. Interesting. I only thought, these visas are for like countries who do not have agreements. Like, rich country versus poor country. Like Cambodia versus Canada or something, But seriously, there was no one there. But they also made a appointment schedule, and then I went there on the appointment early because it said arrive 15 minutes early, and it was just as usual empty. And I was just wandering inside reading things, and then finally the clerk comes. Like, oh my god, like the clerk was like the most gorgeous woman. Like, oh my god, like she had like awesome eyes. I was like, whoa, here is my passport, I need to renew. My gosh. I wonder if she was, like a Canadian native or somewhere like from India or somewhere. But she didn't look much Indian, more like, oh, there's a big bird there, oh, flew away. But my gosh, she had awesome eyes. Citizenships for money. Yeah, I haven't seen that. I mean, in Canada, you don't need money to get citizenship. You just have to live there. I don't know, what's it, like minimum 3 years or something? Man. Wow, some berries here. It's starting to rain. I saw the South Park. Yeah. Oh, Myrna, how are you doing? I'm still alive in this summer weather here, but it's cooler today. Yeah, the South Park. What made them to redo it? They're gonna stir like so much controversy. Do you guys remember? Oh, the big bird just took off. The big controversy with the China and Winnie the Pooh. That was like the time where they were like almost shutting down, and then they shut down. Where did the bird go? He was eating fish. I know there are fish in this water. Oh, he's gone. Big bird has gone to the Sesame Street. Hello, welcome to Tokyo, Japan. That show is very bold. Yeah. It's very dry looking. Yeah, it hasn't rained. I mean, what do you expect after 41 degrees Celsius? It's intense, man. the rain's gonna skip. Now it's like on and off rain at night only. Oh, I hear the rain falling. It will cool off my phone. My phone was so hot. I was holding it and scoping, and it was like burning my hand. I'm talking about the vintage iPhone I'm using. Isn't controversial. Yeah, it was always kind of silly show. What were the shows in the past there? I think South Park came after like Beavis and Butthead on MTV. I think it was Mike Judge's animation, and then King of the Hill came out, but I never watched it. And South Park was, I think, still made with like, you know, by hands. I think it was just paper animation. What do you call it? I don't know what you call it. It wasn't done on a computer, and then after some time it was, you could notice it's computer animated because it's easier. Yes. Yeah, South Park is really it's really funny. So many stereotypes. Whoever watches South Park, they will never want to come to United States or Canada. They will get scared. They don't expect such a wild west in the present world. Celluloid cells. Yeah, I don't think it was celluloid cells. It was like, you know, cutouts with the Velcro at the back, and then you would you know, you would cut out stuff from plastic sheets or paper, and then you would make these characters, and then you kind of take a photo, move it, take a photo, move it, take a photo, move it, take a photo, move it. I don't know if they do it on celluloids. Maybe Simpsons? Oh, it's raining now. It's raining. I cannot go. Where's my umbrella? Maybe. No, it's the sound of the water. Maybe it's not raining so much. Oh, it's so clean. My gosh, look at this, guys. Water in the city. Random water in the city. You can see to the bottom here. And there are fish as well. That's why these birds come and eat them. Okay. No, it's not raining so much. You know, it took maybe 20 kilometers to go to the embassy, or maybe more. And I only paid $5 for the 2 trains. Like, this is just amazing. $5. If I went by car, it would be through the roof for gas and highway and parking times 2, because you have to still come back. Sounds relaxing, yeah. Here they removed the extra plants. Recently I've been flying still the Huey helicopter. in my simulation. My gosh, it's so hard. I'm doing this Worlds Apart Spring Campaign 2025, and it's somewhere in Caucasus. It's so difficult, like so difficult. I almost feel like I'm in the real helicopter, and I really want to buy another helicopter, which is easier to fly. There's this I think it's KA-50 Kamov Black Shark. It's a one-person attack chopper from Soviet Russia with 2 propellers at the top for stability. In America, the cheaper and efficient to drive everywhere yourself unless you live in a big city, the public yeah, that's true. If you live in a small city, always the buses are so terrible, right? Because there's no train. In Canada, it's like you can live there for 50 years and there's still gonna be buses. They've taken the train station apart because they don't need it. But here, oh my gosh, like it's so cheap, so efficient. Like even the underground was air conditioned. Comfy seats made of material. LED screens displaying news, advertisements, which station you are going to. Even, the Google Maps showing you what's the arrival, which station you are on, where to transfer, which platform to go. So handy, so handy. I love Google Maps. You can imagine this, before Google Maps, it was a complete nightmare. Especially for tourists. Like you would get seriously lost. You would have to have some kind of a guide. What was that? The bird? Just disappeared. Google Maps revolutionized everything. I'm impressed. I wonder how delivery boys work before gas. GPS. Oh, the GPS. I asked the taxi guy. He said he had to memorize all the streets. Like a taxi guy in Japan, because streets in Japan, they don't have names. Japan has completely like some ancient way of addressing. Who knows? It probably came from China 1,000 years ago. And then there are no street names. Sometimes they just put a name on a street, but no one uses that for addresses. So you'd have to be really skilled in, where is what. Also, you can probably not drive through all the streets that are on the map. Some streets would be, too narrow. They could be, they were still made in Middle Ages and still like I like that. You can notice that the house prices are cheaper if the street is so narrow. There's potatoes growing here. I always wonder what kind of potato is this. It looks delicious. I think they dig it out later. Oh, these things are cool. Look at that. Citrus, some kind of a citrus, maybe yuzu. This is cherry tree. And there are more potatoes here, but of a different kind. Italy, oh, you kidding? Italy has, that's a nightmare. This is where Google Maps wins. Nobel Prize. You know, like the old way, I just buy map, right, in Canada. And Canada is so easy because, you know, everything is crisscross. Every street has a name, avenue, street numbers, avenue numbers, north, south. You can figure out where you are. But, you know, here, like, what street is this? Not, no name. If you have to tell someone where to go, you have to go by like landmarks. It's very difficult. Today you just share the location on the phone. It's easy. Or like, you know, you go to Shibuya station and there are millions of people there, and you just tell them, yeah, by the Hachiko statue. Hachiko the dog statue, bronze statue. GPS is not always accurate. Yeah, that's true. But you know the maps, and you can figure out where you are from the landmarks. It's still a plus. Like, it's all in your phone. I remember driving, you know, in Canada to Edmonton, trying to find airport. Like, you only find out where you are by crossing street names on the highway, and then you have to, you know, turn here, turn there, turn ahead, follow the signs, which wasn't that bad. But now everything is so simplified, and we have current maps in Google. Just wait till Google starts charging for these maps. I bet this is coming like in 40 years. Finally, you know, like Gmail will be, you have to pay money. Everything will be paid. It's gonna be the end of the free internet. The young people don't want to read the map. I mean, when the smartphones came out, it's all already commercialized, so commercialized internet. Like Twitter was so commercialized. Everything was destroyed. The internet before, you know, the big companies put advertisements on it. That was an internet, complete freedom. Ah, man, those times. You could open the browser, there was no advertisements. Everybody had their home page. There were some different services that linked these pages together. I bet I still have my homepage somewhere with all the crude graphics that opened on the Netscape Explorer. What was it? Netscape. And before Netscape was, I forgot the name of it, of the browser. And there were modems to connect to the internet. You have to wait like sometimes 10 minutes for a JPEG to show up. Hey, welcome to Tokyo, Japan. It was more fun. It was more fun, yeah. And then, you know, they put advertisements. Then the advertisement blocker came. Oh man. Amazon came out at one point. It was just like a bookstore, and it was on the internet, which was really, really brave. And then they started to sell everything. Now they're selling not even their things. How many buses come here? This is very rural. Holy cow, 2 buses per hour. That's pretty bad. Usually people, if they want to buy a house, they look at the buses. If there's like, you know, if there isn't a bus every 10 minutes, they never want to buy a house here. Oh, it's drizzling, but it's so refreshing. Oh, hibiscus. The internet was fun. There were games on the internet, especially the multi-user dungeons. MUD. My favorite one is still running. What is it called? Ardwolf. AAR. And it was all text. Now it's also still text. Oh, there's a passage here. What if I go there? Flash player games, oh my gosh. And then Adobe bought Flash. And then they shut it down. And that was the end. Yeah, Flash Player was one of the plugins that expanded the capabilities, because the HTML was very basic and I couldn't do lots of things, but Flash could give you animated buttons and sound. It was really cool. Of course, you still had to download the data, so if you had low bandwidth and you hit something with Flash, it was loading forever and ever. But this was the time where the speed increased little by little. The fastest internet was always at the university. Completely connected directly to T1 line. You could just browse with speeds of light. Now we have HTML5. I remember HTML1, or the first one that came out. It was so basic, I could hammer out a website in text. And then to make it easier, whoa, it's a queen. Look at this. It's an ant queen. I don't have my test tube to catch her. They usually come when this kind of weather comes. Rain, humid. Before the World Wide Web, WWW, was the Gopher. That was really, really good. It was like this. You could connect anywhere to any library, to NASA. TV programs had that. It was so amazing. Catalogs, library catalogs all around the world, all free. She's looking for to find a place to lay eggs. So in about a week, the workers will start collecting food for her. She needs to lay the eggs, feed them from whatever she has in her stomach, and then they will be feeding her. I used to do websites. I remember there was this conference at the university where I made them a website. It was so much fun. Just a simple website, I still have a copy somewhere. And then to make things easy, Netscape incorporated an HTML editor. So you could actually do these websites much faster. And then everything, died. I don't think anybody is using these kind of things. Websites are all made automatically now. Man, I did so many jobs. I was even a gardener. It's amazing. I'm gonna stand under the tree here because it's raining. I'm taking classes for computer sciences so far. I've done C++, Java. Yeah, I never went so deep into that programming, but yeah, definitely C. There was C, there was C++, there was C++ back in those days. All Linux, Unix was C++. I bet it still is. Java came so much later. My gosh, Java was... I remember like Visual Basic. No, Visual Basic came later. There was this Microsoft MS-DOS kind of looking like Basic. Microsoft Basic? Something, I don't remember the name. I enjoyed programming in that. I did, graphics in it to plot lines and make different types of Rosettas on like ECG display monitors. So maximum 4 colors. This year I'm doing assembly. Oh, assembly! I tried playing some assembly language games. It's not my thing, really. I kind of understand the basics, but I don't like these kind of puzzle games. Assembly, I can tell you, if you could do assembly, you could program a 3D game or a demo in back then, which was like 60 frames per second. Like you couldn't do it on normal computers like C++ or anything else. But assembly was like, holy cow, how is this working? I didn't know my computer can do this. I remember there was one kind of a program like this written in assembly. It was sort of like a Mars surface with hills where you could walk, and it was all, really fast, whatever the frequency was, more than 24 frames per second. It was fluid. And there was no games at the time that could, run so smoothly like that. He said our previous programming experience will not help with assembly. Yeah, assembly is like the basic of the basic. It takes excruciatingly long to now do things for which computer languages can do. Assembly is like the skeleton. It's almost like it will help you understand how the computer works. It's amazing that assembly was so efficient back then, and I bet it still is. But now the computers are so fast enough. It doesn't matter if you program with assembly or with other kits. You still get the fastest ever. Of course, assembly takes forever, but all the other ones all have libraries. You don't need to write all the libraries how to display stuff. You just tell it how to do it and it does it for you. Programming. Fun if you like that kind of puzzles. In the old days, I remember I was doing basic at school, and all the lessons were almost like we were explained on the chalkboard. Then we were doing this on the computer, and then the final exam was completely on paper. Like I had to write the code with the lines on paper. Like, how do I know if it's working, right? What a messy thing for the teacher to correct. So yeah, it depends on the person. Some people, they have this ability to think. And there are lots of, in assembly language, there are lots of ways of accomplishing a task by exploiting how the code works on the computer, like repeat loops or sorting. It kind of looks, oh gosh, it's starting to really rain. It really seems simple, right? But when you go and write it in assembly, you have to kind of think, oh, how can I exploit the system to actually induce some sorting here, alphabetically or whatever. Or I want to have odd numbers on this in this group and even numbers in the other group. But if it's 0, do something else. In a normal programming language, you can probably do some, simple logic like that. But in assembly, assembly doesn't have any of this logic. I mean, the whole mechanics of it are different. And you have to figure out how to exploit these mechanics to get what you need. But I think once you get this and remember this, it's really raining now. I need to go under the tree. But once you once you remember how to do it, I think you'll be pretty fine. You probably can use these same problems like that in other programming languages. Sort of. Anyway, good luck with your studies. I'm sure it's exciting. I'm gonna shut down because it's really pouring. It's supposed to be just drizzling. Everything is wet. I hope my phone and stabilizer doesn't get wet. Oh, it did get wet. I hope it doesn't get shorted. I'm looking forward to it. You can, if you like this kind of stuff, there are some games on Steam that are sort of like assembly programming puzzle games. Maybe you will have no time, but Zachtronics has one. Actually, they have lots of programming games, but they have actually 2 that need real programming. And there's another one that is free called something DOS, ADOS or something, completely different company, but I don't know about the exact name. Anyway, I gotta get going. It's really pouring. Bye for now, everyone. See you there. Good luck. Bye bye.